Have you ever wondered what you're made of? No, I don't mean stardust and dreams. I mean literally. What are the building blocks of you, me, and every living thing on Earth? Let's take a journey into a world so small it's invisible to the naked eye. Welcome to the world of the cell. Imagine we have a super-powered microscope. As we zoom in past skin, past tissue, we find them. Trillions of tiny, bustling units of life. This is a cell. Think of it like a miniature city, full of structures and workers, all with a specific job to do. First, every city needs a border. For our cell, this is the cell membrane. It's a flexible, protective layer that surrounds the entire cell. It's like a very picky gatekeeper, carefully controlling everything that comes in, like nutrients and water, and everything that goes out, like waste products. It keeps the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. Now, let's pass through the membrane and enter the city itself. We're now floating in a jelly-like substance called the cytoplasm. This fluid fills the cell and is where all the action happens. It's the bustling streets and parks of our cell city, where all the other structures are located and move around. Speaking of structures, these are called organelles, which means little organs. Each one has a vital role. Let's head to the most important building in town, City Hall. In our cell, this is the nucleus. The nucleus is the control center, the brain of the whole operation. It holds the cell's master blueprint, the DNA, or genetic material. This DNA contains all the instructions for how the cell should grow, function, and reproduce. But a city needs power to run, right? Look at these little bean-shaped power plants scattered throughout the cytoplasm. These are the mitochondria. They are the energy producers. Mitochondria take the food we eat and turn it into usable energy, a molecule called ATP, which fuels all the cell's activities. They are constantly working to keep the city lights on. So far, we've been exploring an animal cell, like the ones that make up our bodies. But what about plants? Plant cells are a little different. Let's switch our view. Here's a plant cell. See the similarities? It has a cell membrane, cytoplasm, a nucleus, and mitochondria too. But it also has a few exclusive features. First, notice that tough, rigid layer on the outside of the cell membrane. That's the cell wall. It is made of a strong material called cellulose and gives the plant cell extra support and a fixed, often rectangular shape. This is why plants can stand up straight and tall. Now for the most amazing part. See these green, disc-shaped organelles? These are chloroplasts. They are the plant cell's solar panels and personal chefs, all in one. Chloroplasts are where photosynthesis happens. They use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to create their own food sugar. This process not only feeds the plant but also releases the oxygen we breathe. Animal cells can't do this, which is why we have to eat food to get our energy. So let's put them side by side. For a final comparison, on the left, an animal cell, round and flexible. On the right, a plant cell, more rigid and boxy. The key difference is, the plant cell has a sturdy cell wall and the amazing green chloroplasts. The animal cell does not. From the protective cell membrane to the powerful nucleus, every part of the cell works in perfect harmony. These tiny cities are the foundation of all life. They build everything from the smallest insect to the largest tree, and even you. The next time you look at a plant, or even your own hand, remember the trillions of microscopic worlds working tirelessly inside. It's a universe within us all. Thanks for joining this microscopic tour. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing science adventures. See you next time. Have you ever wondered what you're made of? What about a tree, a flower, or even the smallest insect? The answer is cells. They are the tiny building blocks of all living things. Let's take a closer look. Imagine we have a super powerful microscope. As we zoom in on a leaf, past the surface, we see them. Millions of tiny rooms, all working together. Now, let's zoom into just one of these rooms, a single plant cell. Every cell has an outer boundary called the cell membrane. Think of it like a gatekeeper. It's a flexible layer that carefully controls what goes in and what comes out, keeping the inside environment stable. Inside the membrane, everything floats in a jelly-like substance called the cytoplasm. This is where all the action happens. All the cell's parts are suspended here, and many chemical reactions take place in this busy, watery environment. Now, let's meet the organelles, the little organs of the cell. The most prominent one is usually the nucleus. This is the cell's control center, like its brain. It holds all the genetic information, the DNA, which is the blueprint for everything the cell does, from growing to reproducing. Next up, look at these small, bean-shaped structures. These are the mitochondria. They are the powerhouses of the cell. They take the food we eat and turn it into usable energy, a molecule called ATP, which fuels all cellular activities. Without mitochondria, the cell would run out of power. Since we're looking at a plant cell, we see these green discs called chloroplasts. This is where the magic of photosynthesis happens. Chloroplasts capture energy from sunlight and use it to convert water and carbon dioxide into sugar, which is food for the plant. This process also releases the oxygen we breathe. Notice that thick, rigid layer outside the cell membrane? That's the cell wall. It's found in plant cells, but not in animal cells. It provides extra support and protection, giving the plant its structure. It's why a plant stands tall and firm. So, what's the difference between a plant cell and an animal cell? Let's put them side by side. The plant cell, on the left, has that rigid cell wall and the green chloroplast. It's also typically more rectangular. The animal cell on the right, like the ones in your body, doesn't have a cell wall or chloroplasts. It is usually more round or irregular in shape, because it only has the flexible cell membrane as its outer layer. So, there you have it. From the protective membrane to the powerhouse mitochondria and the control center nucleus, every part of the cell has a crucial job. Together, they create the amazing, complex miracle of life. Thanks for joining our journey into the microscopic world of cells. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures in science. See you next time.